Hello and welcome to Talking Homelessness with me. I'm Grace Gomez. I am the chairperson and founder of the charity The Way Ministry Reading. We've been established in Reading for 13 years, helping people who are experiencing homelessness, poverty and financial hardship. And those of you who know me will know that for the last 13 years, I've been working pretty hard to raise awareness about homelessness and also to try and get a night shelter in Reading. And quite recently, there's been a lot in the news, and unfortunately, we lost a brother, Kappa. He died, and there's been lots of comments and just a lot of things being said about that. And people make comments in these posts, and I think to myself, you really haven't got a clue. You've never been homeless, and you've never spoken to anybody who's homeless. So I'm here today at the ministry, and I've got somebody who is currently experiencing homelessness. He's quite happy to talk to me, but he doesn't want his identity known, so that's why he's back to the camera. And for the purpose of the interview, I will call him Steve. So hi, Steve.
Hello, Grace. How you doing?
Good, yeah. Thank you so much for giving your time and being so dignified in it as well. I think if the roles were reversed, I wouldn't be sitting at the table calm. I'd be under a rock crying or something. Yeah. So I appreciate you being here today. So can you just tell me what led to you being homeless?
Splitting up with the missus and like have kids and whatnot. There was a lot of arguments and stuff in the household, social services involved. So because we split up, I had to leave the household.
Right.
And yeah.
Yeah, so that is a common reason that people end up being homeless, a breakdown of relationship. It can be something as simple as that. Sometimes people think there's always substance abuse or people have got a load of complex issues, but it can be as simple as a breakdown in relationship and you can find yourself homeless. So
true. I was working as well. I was actually in full-time work and everything. Yeah. I lost my job due to being homeless because the council didn't really want to help me. They're saying I'm a non-priority. Yeah. So I was actually working, helping pay bills, feeding family, doing school runs, putting kids to bed, like normal family living. Yeah, yeah. And it can just change with the flick of a finger, you know? Yeah.
That's right.
And it's like you go to the council, ask for help. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, I've been working, I paid taxes, whatnot. I don't really ask for help. I hardly go to the hospital and whatnot. Now I need help. No one's helping, you know. I get help from charities and volunteers and whatnot. They do a lot. But the actual council, you expect them to help you, homeless and whatnot. They say homeless prevention. Yeah. You go there, you do a risk assessment, and then they tell you you're a non-priority. Even though you can tell them anything, like, I'm suicidal, I'm in work, if I lose my job, if I stay homeless, I can't wash, can't be presentable, I'm losing sleep because I do van driving, you need sleep, I haven't got nowhere to sleep, and they don't care. And then due to me being homeless, I lost my job. And then I'm going backwards and forwards, going to the council Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, sitting there, and they're just passing the buck on. I'll go to a launch pad, go here, go there, and then you go to these places and then they say, oh, well, the council needs to make you a priority before we can do anything. And then it's the same, it's just they send you around a circle. And then when you've ticked all those boxes they've told you to do, they give you email addresses and phone numbers, and then when you try and contact them, they either send you reply messages, oh, we're not in the office at the moment, we'll contact you, or this and that, or they just don't reply whatsoever.
Yeah, it sounds like a vicious circle, just like, that must be really frustrating.
It's very frustrating.
And very difficult. And we'll put a link in this video about what priority need means, because I think people don't realise that it all goes to that council and they'll help you. But there's very strict criteria over who's a priority and who isn't. And unfortunately, you and me, if it were me homeless tomorrow, I wouldn't be a priority. Exactly, because there's nothing wrong with us. We can go and fend for ourselves. But I know I wouldn't last 5 minutes out on the street. Like you, I'd be terrified to sleep. Your mental health, depression, suicide, anxiety, all those things that go along with it. So were you forced to sleep rough at all?
Well, basically, because they asked me, do you have a family to go to or this to go to? And I'll be like, well, if I did have that, I wouldn't be here now. So then they say, well, go and get a tent and then go and sleep outside. And then phone St. Mungo's to verify you. So you go and get a tent, you post it up. Then a week later, the council sending people or sending notice, move on. You can't be here. Well, you just told us to go here. True. Now you're telling us to move on. And if you don't move your tent, they get rid of them. Then you lose property, you lose all your stuff in it. Then you have to go through the process again. Then you get charities, nice charities. They do like bed for nights and whatnot. They will bring you in. But at the same time, you have to be verified through St. Mungo's. And sometimes you phone them and they say send you a street link and whatnot. Sometimes they don't even turn up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I've heard that,
after 3 times, they take off the list and you have to
Wow.
start the process again.
Yeah.
You know, it's just round and round and round, and you start feeling like, do you actually want to help us? You start thinking these people are only doing it just to get a wage packet. They say all the words, but the words are not matching the actions. You know, and you start thinking, what do I do? Then you start getting suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
You want to give up.
Yeah.
For me, the only thing what keeps me going is the thought of my kids.
Yeah.
Like my kids, like I get to see them once a week, and seeing them smile, seeing them laugh, and Daddy, when we're gonna come and see you again, when you're gonna get a roof. That's the only thing what gets me emotional.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh,
I want to cry now.
I know, it's just heartbreaking, and
Yeah.
I've heard stories like this for so many years, and this is why I'm not going to give up. We know that there's systems in place, and sometimes they work, and just a simple thing, you've been sending around in circles, there needs to be a net to catch people. Like, no, everybody doesn't have family. We haven't all got friends that we can call on, and you can't expect to live on somebody's sofa with all your property. So what we're trying to do is to get a night shelter that is easy to access, that you don't have to go around in circles and be forced to sleep in a tent till somebody comes to see you, that you can stay there until you're verified, you can come in at night, have a hot meal. Relax, yeah.
Like, now we can relax and whatnot. Like, we have to walk around like all day, like, because these shelters only open at 7:30 till 7:30. Throughout the day, you have to walk around with all your heavy rucksacks, clothes, and whatnot. It puts pain on your back, legs. It's draining, very draining. And then you go to these places, and because I have pride in myself, I go to Launchpad for a shower and whatnot. I like to try and keep myself looking good. So when you go into these places, it's like they're looking at you, thinking, you don't look like you're homeless. But what does a homeless person look like?
Exactly.
You know, like, what do I have to look like? I'm like literally run down, dirty, half dead or something.
Lying in the streets, begging, that's what people think.
It's like they want me to go to this length before they actually even consider helping me. But at the same time, I got pride, and at the same time, I got pride in my parents, and I still have to maintain me for my kids, and still thinking that I'm trying to get work. I need work. Like, I can't just give up. Like, you know?
That's really powerful what you said. You can just see how people fall into that trap. And, you know, the Bed for Night is a fantastic service that Faith Christian Group run, and it's run for 3 months. But January, February, March and April, it's going to be the same story. Had this have been April, you wouldn't have had the option of going there. So we need somewhere that's open 365 days a year, where people are not... If you are getting the life kicked out of you by the system, at least you can go somewhere at night, recharge, change your clothes, like you said, take pride in your appearance, being able to have a good night's sleep. It
does a lot. Those little things, like being able to wash and it builds confidence in yourself.
Exactly.
If you can't do that, your confidence goes, then you start feeling embarrassed just on yourself.
You're
you know,
right,
like you feel embarrassed, you don't want to associate with people, you start smelling, you want to be around, you don't want to be around because you think, oh, can he smell me, or she can smell me. Like, you don't want to socialise, you don't want to do nothing. And like, just having a roof does a lot.
I remember when I was alongside this woman who was experiencing homelessness, and she sat there and she was crying, and there was nothing I can do, and she said to me, I smell. And she said, don't get near to me, I feel so embarrassed. She said, I just want to have a shower. And she was crying, and she didn't want me near her because she was conscious that she was smelling, she couldn't have a shower. And it broke my heart. And I can tell you many stories. I'm glad you're here telling your story. This is today, this is the 1st of February 2026, and this is still happening. This is why we need a building. There's got lots of empty properties in Reading. Somebody who owns one of those, hand it over to the charity, and we will very gladly have a night shelter. So, any closing words that you want to say, or what's been the worst thing for you about being homeless? Maybe you can tell people that. I don't know.
Not being able to sleep, and when I do sleep, just having nightmares, and waking up the next morning like, where am I going to go? When's this going to stop? Especially March is coming up, and like I'm thinking already, like, what am I going to do when Bed for Night stops? Like, if I don't find a place before then, what am I going to do? Because I get viewings, but I get viewings because at the beginning I don't tell them that I'm on benefits, or the council's giving me the deposit guarantee scheme. As soon as you go there and say, oh, I like it, are you a working person? Yeah, I do work. as soon as you say, yeah, but the council or the house and benefits going to fund it for me, they don't really say in words because they can't.
Yeah.
But they don't give you the place because of that.
Yeah.
You know, so the council will give you all these grants or house and benefits, but knowing in their head, you're not going to get nowhere with it.
That's true, because there's the thing with the landlords, isn't there?
Yeah, they don't like taking people's benefits or council. One said the council process is too long for them.
Yeah.
Like they want someone with cash or working. So
sure.
the process is like that.
Yeah.
You know, and then they have to come and do checks, this and that. They don't want all that.
Yeah.
So, and the council are aware of this.
Yeah. So it seems like there's a few things that need to be changed, but while we're fighting the system, the least we can do is give Steve somewhere safe to be, and not just you. There are lots of people with the same story. I can see you're a prideful man, you're well turned out, and I would never see you lying in a tent begging in Reading, because it's not who you are. It's not who you are, and you wouldn't do that. And so that's, like I said, a misconception. So yeah, thank you for your honesty and sharing your story. And I hope that it will give people an insight as to what it's like from somebody who's got lived experience. You're not a drug addict. Exactly.
Working family, it could happen. Anyone. Just to blink of an eye. You don't even be my story. You can actually lose your job.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you fail paying your rent once or twice a month. The landlord's going to tell you to go.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do then?
Yeah.
And some people ain't got family to fall back on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, some people's families, parents that might have died or haven't got a connection with them, and you're left on your own.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. So be your brother's keeper. We need to look out for each other and help one another. And we can, if we come together as a community, we can get our heads together, we can find a building, we can get funding, we can secure somewhere. So, you know, while you're in this awful treadmill and until you can secure somewhere to live, then the minimum you can have something to eat, change your clothes, get washed, get your head down, be safe at night.
Those
and then exactly till you get yourself back on your feet. So thank you very much. So like this post, share, follow the Way Ministry Reading. But if it's the last thing I do, we're going to have a night shelter in Reading. I've heard too many of these stories. I said to myself I wasn't going to cry anymore, but I find myself still crying. But I'm going to turn that into action. And thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for me to be able to share.
Thank you.